This is 9270984, and this is a video on ScaredGirls almost completely unupped false god deck. And I've heard so much about this deck from guests in chat and saying how good it is for an unupped deck. And the first thing I'm going to say about this is this deck is really old. It was posted a while ago, I don't know how long ago, but it was during patch 1.14. And the most recent patch was 1.26. So yeah, it's old. But I also had to break this video up into two parts because the whole match took 13 minutes. So I'll have to split it up into two. And I think having it so the first half is before I would normally deck out, and the second half is when I'm just relying on rewinding things with Eternity, which is the rare weapon for time, but I'll talk about that more later. But yeah, right now I get a really bad starting draw. This deck only has 15 pillars. I get them all really fast, unfortunately, and I don't get really any other cards. So I'm relying on Sundials, which in Sundial it makes it so the opponent's creatures don't attack for a turn. And you can also draw cards with it. So yeah, I'm just drawing things, trying to get the cards I need so I won't have to just chain these Sundials, and I'm not really getting them. But there I get them. That's an Otyugh, or an Elite Otyugh, which is a gravity card, and it's one of the best gravity cards, I think. And it has the skill Devour, which it devours a creature with less HPs than it has. So yeah, it's a pretty good skill, and this deck is pretty much based off of that, so I can start sort of playing out the combo that this deck is made of now. But yeah, Otyugh isn't gonna just start off eating light dragons. I'll have to eat some other stuff first and play this right. And there I draw the Phase Shield, which is pretty much like 3 Sundials in one, because it makes it so you cannot be hit by anything except for momentum creatures for 3 turns. And I play that, and now I'm just eating the opponent's creatures and drawing as many cards as I can. And this deck only has 6 upgrades. The upgrades are 4 Hourglasses and 2 Elite Otyughs, because the Otyugh, when it's unupped, its stats are 0-3, and you can barely eat anything, when you can eat things that have 1 or 2 health. And the Elite Otyugh has 5 health, so that doubles the health, or doubles the health of the things it can eat. And the Hourglasses are also upgraded because it decreases the skill cost, which is a huge bonus. And right now I'm just mutating things with my Fallen Elf and trying to keep myself alive with the Phase Shield. And this deck does have I think it actually does have the best win percentage of all the false god decks that have 6 or less upgraded cards. But it takes forever. I mean, I'm not recording the audio while I'm playing this, so I already know what happens. And this is a 25 turn game. And I've played a Firestall against false gods a little bit, and Firestalls can beat false gods faster than this can, which is kind of disappointing. Also, Liquid Antimatter has no upped cards and just a little bit worse of a win percentage. And I just kind of froze, my laptop froze for a minute there, and I'm trying to figure out what I hit, and I hit spacebar, and I need to discard something, but apparently I can't figure that out. But I discard my Protect artifact because I don't need it since Miracle has no permanent control. And right now he's just blessing that to death, that Light Dragon to death. And now I set up the combo where the real boring part, even more boring than it was, begins. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in the next section of the video. But I just play the bone wall and try and kill stuff so I can build up the bone wall. And I play the sundial so the opponent's dragons don't decrease the bone wall and I can build it up for a few turns.